Can fight when they're winning. Anybody can smile when they're strong. Anybody can move with confidence when everything is going wrong. But what do you do when it hurts? When the fire reaches your skin? When every voice inside your head is telling you that you won't win? That's where character is measured. That's where warriors are made. Not when the path is comfortable, but when you're forced into the flame. Because pressure doesn't build weakness. Pressure reveals what's already there. And the strongest people in the world learn how to stay when it's unfair. Hold the line, face the heat. The strongest minds refuse defeat. What you do when it hurts defines who you become. What you do when it hurts, when the battle must be won. What you do when it hurts, when there's nothing left to give. That's the moment that decides the life you're going to live. Protection. The mind always seeks relief. But greatness asks a different question. What if you went beyond belief? One more rep beyond exhaustion. One more mile beyond the pain. One more step beyond the limits. Again and again and again. The weak negotiate with struggle. The strong adapt and overcome. The weak search for easier answers. The strong become the one who keeps advancing when every reason says to stop. The one who understands success belongs to those who never drop. One more round, one more fight, one more battle through the night, through the night. What you do when it hurts defines who you become. What you do when it hurts, when the battle must be won. What you do when it hurts, when there's nothing left to give. That's the moment that decides the life you're going to live. Between champions and those who fade away is often just a single choice, repeated every day. The choice to keep advancing, the choice to keep the pace, the choice to keep the pace, the choice to beat resistance and look it in the face. What you do when it hurts will echo through the years. What you do when it hurts will silence all your fears. What you do when it hurts will separate the few who transform pain into power from those who never do. Everybody wants to wear the crown. Everybody loves the thought of greatness until the price is written down. Because every dream creates a debt, every goal demands a cost, every mountain asks a question: what are you willing to lose? The road ahead is never easy. affair. But champions aren't defined by comfort. They're defined by what they bear. Every morning that I wanted rest, every night I could have quit, became another brick of strength, refusing to submit. Pay the price, carry the load. The strongest walk, the hardest road. The debt must be paid, the price must be met. The work must be done, the goal must be kept. The debt must be paid, no matter the strain, because greatness is purchased with discipline and pain. I've seen people chase potential, then abandon it halfway. I've seen talent die in comfort and ambition fade away, because desire means nothing if action doesn't follow through. The world rewards execution, not the things you say you'll do. The iron taught me patience, the miles taught me grit, the pressure taught me everything about refusing to quit. And now when challenges arrive, I don't ask why they're here, I ask what they came to teach me, and move directly through the fear. One more rep, one more mile, one more battle, one more trial. The debt must be paid, the price must be met. The work must be done, the goal must be kept. The debt must be paid, no matter the strain, because greatness is purchased with discipline and pain. One day they'll see the outcome, the victories and the rise, but they won't see the countless days spent earning every prize. The days when nobody was watching, the days when quitting seemed okay, the days that built the warrior who stands before them today. The debt must be paid, and I accept the cost. The debt must be paid, no lesson will be lost. The debt must be paid, that's why I remain moving forward through the fire, again and again and again. Everybody wants the lesson, nobody wants the pain. Everybody wants the wisdom, nobody wants the rain. They want the strength of a warrior without the battles he survived. They want the confidence of champions without the nights they stayed alive. But pain has always been the teacher since the beginning of time. It shows you every weakness and forces you to climb. The fire doesn't ask permission, the pressure doesn't negotiate. It simply asks one question: will you rise or hesitate? Face the storm, hold the line. The strongest steel requires time. Pain is the teacher, pain is the guide. Pain reveals the warrior living inside. Pain is the teacher, pain shows the way, turning ordinary people into legends one day. Every scar upon your body, every failure in your past, every moment that you suffered was preparing you to last. teacher. Pain shows the way, turning ordinary people into legends one day. Thank the pressure, one day you'll thank the fight. One day you'll understand the storms that kept you up at night, because they built the strength within you that comfort never could, and turned your hardest moments into something good. Choose to make a stand. Most people fear the weight they carry. Most people pray for something less. They see pressure as a burden and hardship as a curse to bless. But I learned something different. Every challenge has a role. The weight that tries to break your body can strengthen your soul. The mountain doesn't move for anyone. The storm won't change its course. Life rewards the ones who keep advancing with relentless force. Every obstacle before me, every wall I pushed against, has become another reason to refuse complacence. Hold the line, stand your ground. The strongest roots grow underground. The weight builds strength, the fire builds steel. The struggle reveals what is truly real. The weight builds strength, the battle builds will, and those who keep climbing keep rising still. The weak search for easier answers. The strong become the answer instead. The weak surrender to discomfort. The strong move forward ahead. I've seen talented people quit. I've seen gifted people fall, not because they lack the ability, but because they feared the call. The call to do the difficult things again and every day. The call to choose discipline when comfort says to stay. The call to keep believing when nobody else can see the person you're becoming or the future you can be. One more rep, one more mile, one more battle, one more trial. The weight builds strength, the fire builds steel. The struggle reveals what is truly real. The weight builds strength, the battle builds will, and those who keep climbing keep rising still. One day they'll see the outcome, the victories you've earned, but they won't see the countless lessons that pressure helped you learn. They won't see the early mornings or the sacrifices made, the moments when you chose to fight instead of being afraid. The weight builds strength, and strength builds kings. The road builds character, and character builds dreams. The weight builds strength, that's why I remain standing taller than before. every ounce of pain. Anyone can move when they're inspired. Anyone can smile when things go right. Anyone can chase a dream in comfort under clear and peaceful skies. But what about the days of pressure? What about the days of doubt? What about the days of doubt? What about the days of doubt? What about the moments when exhaustion tries to force your spirit out? That's where warriors are discovered. That's where character is made. Not beneath the light of victory, but inside the darkest days. Every challenge is a question. Every struggle is a test. Asking who will keep advancing when there's nothing left. Stand firm. Stay strong. The road is hard, but not for long. I was built for the hard days. Built for the fight. Built for the morning before the sunrise. Built for the hard days. Built for the pain. Built to keep moving again and again. The world rewards consistency, not the promises you make. Not the goals written on paper, but the action that you take. The body searches for comfort, the mind searches for escape, but discipline keeps pushing forward long after motivation fades. I've learned that every setback can become another step if you refuse to let defeat become a permanent regret. The strongest walls are built slowly, stone by stone, year by year. The strongest warriors are created by facing fear. One more rep, one more mile, one more battle, one more try. I was built for the hard days, built for the fight, built for the morning before the sunrise, built for the hard days, built for the pain, built to keep moving again and again. When the pressure reaches maximum and the weak begin to bend, I'll trust the work I've done in silence again and again. Because greatness isn't gifted and victory isn't free. It's earned by those who keep advancing. Built for the moments that most leave behind. I was built for the hard days. That's why I remain standing stronger than before. After every ounce of pain. The hardest fight was never outside. It was the voice inside my head, the one that whispered every failure, the one that filled my mind with dread. It told me I was not enough. It told me I should stay the same. It told me comfort was the answer and fear was something I should obey. For years I listened to that voice. For years I carried those chains, until I realized my greatest enemy was living in my brain. The battle line was drawn inside. No place to run, no place to hide. The day I face myself at last, my future changed. I was built for the war within, built to fight and built to win. Every doubt I overcame, added fuel into the flame. I was built for the war within, where all true victories begin. Every weakness left behind forged a stronger heart and mind. No army ever broke me down like the fear I used to hold. No mountain ever challenged me like the stories I was told. But discipline became my weapon, consistency became my shield, and every day I chose the hard road. Another weakness had to yield. The mirror shows a different person than the one I used to be. Not because life became easier, but because I became me. One more choice, one more round, one more time, I won't back down. That's the path that leads a man to his command. I was built for the war within, built to fight and built to win. Every doubt I overcame, added fuel into the flame. I was built for the war within, where all true victories begin. Every weakness left behind forged a stronger heart and mind. The world can throw its storms against me, the world can test me endlessly, but nothing it creates outside can match the fight inside of me. And now that battle has been won, or at least I've learned the way to face the darkness in my soul and conquer it each day. I was built for the war within, the place where legends truly begin. Every scar became a sign that this life was meant to climb. I was built for the war within, and I'll fight it to the end, because the man who conquers himself can never truly bend. I was thrown into the chaos with no map and no escape. Every failure standing over me, every risk, every mistake. I watched everything collapse around me, watched my plans turn into dust. Learned that hope is not a feeling, hope is something built through trust. Trust in who you are becoming, trust in what the pain creates. Trust that every brutal challenge is preparing something great. The pressure tried to bury me, the darkness tried to own me, but every time I hit the ground I rose with more to show. I was crowned by chaos, forged inside the storm. Every scar became a symbol of the warrior I transformed. I was crowned by chaos, built by fire and strain. What was meant to be destruction was ever built inside a comfort line. The mountain doesn't care about excuses, the road doesn't care about fear. The only thing that truly matters is that you keep moving here. One more step when you are tired, one more fight when hope feels gone. That's the place where greatness waits, that's where legends carry on. Every wound became a teacher, every loss became a guide, every storm became a chapter in the story of my rise. I was crowned by chaos, forged inside the storm. Every scar became a symbol of the warrior I transformed. I was crowned by chaos, built by fire and strain. What was meant to be destruction became my greatest gain. Now I thank the nights that broke me, now I thank the weight I bore, because without those brutal moments I'd be weaker than before. Every battle left me stronger, every setback raised the bar, and the person standing here today is stronger than they are. I was crowned by chaos, and I'll never lose that crown, because I learned the art of rising every time I'm knocked down. I was crowned by chaos, and the fire still remains, turning every future challenge into fuel for greater gains. Sacrifices forged inside 1,000 mornings, paid for with 1,000 nights. The battlefield stands waiting beyond the fear and doubt, and every day of training is what this war's about. I hear the drums approaching, I feel the pressure rise, but warriors don't fear the storm, they look it in the eyes. Every mile has made me stronger, every wound has taught me more, and every drop of sweat today prepares me for the war. The line is drawn, the path is clear. Advance ahead, there's nothing here to fear. March to victory, step by step through the fire. March to victory, driven by a higher desire. March to victory, no surrender in my soul. March to victory, until I reach the goal. The weak will wait for perfect moments, the strong create their own. The weak seek shelter from the battle, the strong defend the throne. Every repetition matters, every challenge leaves a mark. Every time I push beyond my limits, I bring light into the dark. The enemy is hesitation, the enemy is fear, and every day I conquer them, makes the mission crystal clear. One more climb, one more scar, one more lesson from the war. March to victory, stand and weakness calls my name. I'll remember why I started and feed the inner flame. Because warriors aren't measured by how hard they can strike, but by how many times they rise and continue the fight. March to victory. The drums are calling me ahead. March to victory. With determination in every step. March to victory. Through the storm and through the pain. And when the battle finally comes, I'll be ready once again. Has not yet risen, but I'm already awake. Another day to build a strength, another step to take. The battlefield is waiting, I can feel it in my veins. Every drop of sweat today will prepare me for the pain. No enemy stands before me, no army fills the land. The battle that I'm fighting now demands a stronger man. Every rep becomes a weapon, every mile becomes a shield. Every sacrifice I make prepares me for the field. The weak seek comfort, the strong prepare for battles waiting beyond despair. Prepare for battle, prepare for war. Give more today than ever before. Prepare for battle, stand your ground when the pressure hits. Don't back down. The body screams for mercy, the mind begs me to stop. But warriors aren't remembered for the moments that they dropped. They're remembered for the mornings when they trained through every ache, for the nights they kept on pushing when their spirits started to break. The battlefield is earned in training, victory is earned before the clash of steel and thunder ever reaches the shore. One more rep, one more fight, one more step into the night. Prepare for battle, prepare for war. Give more today than ever before. Prepare for battle, stand your ground when the pressure hits. Don't back down. When the day finally comes and the challenge stands before me, I'll remember every sacrifice that helped create this story. Every wound from training, every mile in the rain, every moment of resistance was never lived in vain. Prepare for battle, prepare to rise with fire burning inside your eyes. Prepare for battle, the time is near, and the warrior you've become knows no fear. No shelter, no place called home. Every failure carved my skin, made me begin. The world said I would break apart, but pressure only shaped my heart. Every wound became a sign, the strength was mine. Pain was not my enemy, revealed the best of me. Every scar became a guide through the fight. I was made by the fire, built higher and higher. Every storm that crossed my way could not make me fade. I was made by the fire, fueled by one desire. Turn the pain into my power, every single hour. When the darkness closed around, I refused to stay down. Every step through fear and doubt brought the warrior out. No excuses, no retreat. Stand again on wounded feet. Every battle that I face builds my strength. I was made by the fire. Now the flames take me higher. Everything that tried to break me is the reason nothing shakes me.
Holding pieces of a heart that never healed. Maybe life has left some chapters you were never meant to feel. Maybe every road behind you looks like proof that you have lost. But the strongest trees grow taller after every storm they cross. Don't mistake a painful season for the ending of your life. Some of the most beautiful beginnings were the colors of goodbye. Your story isn't finished. This is not the final page. Every tear you've ever cried is building strength for brighter days. Your story isn't finished. There's still fire left to find, and the person you'll become may be the strongest of your life.
All the nights you kept on breathing, when the world felt cold and far, were not moments of weakness. They revealed how strong you are.
Every setback left a lesson. Every wound became a guide, leading you toward a version that was waiting deep inside. Your story isn't finished. There's a mountain left to climb, and one day you'll look behind you and be proud you didn't hide. Your story isn't finished. The best chapter
been broken, I've been low, felt the cold inside my soul. Every night I stayed awake, raised the stakes. Pressure carved me into stone, made me stronger on my own. And every scar upon my skin means I win. Pain was never there to end me, it was there to reinvent me. Every battle in my mind built my drive. This is Warrior's Rebirth, built through pain and through the hurt. Every fall became the flame that changed my name. This is Warrior's Rebirth. Now I know exactly what I'm worth. Every storm I survived through made me know. No excuses left alive, only hunger deep inside. Every lonely step I climb, build my mind. Fear no longer owns my soul, discipline became control. Every drop of sweat and strain fed the flame. This is Warrior's Rebirth. Nothing breaks me anymore. Kept falling on my shoulders, the road kept stretching through the night. Every step felt twice as heavy, every dream was out of sight. People said that I was finished, said the climb was far too steep, but they never saw the fire that I carried underneath. I learned that pain can be a teacher if you listen when it speaks. And the strongest kind of courage shows itself when you are weak. The storm kept saying, give it up. The mountain said, you're not enough. But something deeper in my soul refused to let me go. I was built to endure, built to carry something more, built to stand when others run, built to finish what I've begun. I was built to endure through the pressure, through the war. Every scar became the proof that I survived and grew. I felt broken, moments I could barely stand, but every challenge that I conquered turned weakness into command. The world will test your dedication, it will test your heart and mind, and the person who keeps moving leaves the doubters far behind. You don't discover who you are on the days that feel feel okay. You discover it when everything is trying to make you break. One more step, one more fight, one more hour through the night. That's the difference in the end between quitting and ascent. I was built to endure, built to carry something more, built to stand when others run, built to finish what I've begun. I was built to endure, through the pressure, through the war. Every scar became the proof that I survived and grew. Now I thank the storms that found me. Now I thank the weight I bore, because without those brutal battles I'd be weaker than before. Every setback had a purpose, every loss revealed a way, and the person I became was forged in those difficult days. So that no darkness can control. They see the medals, see the victory, see the mountain that I climb, but they never saw the mornings when I left comfort behind.
They never felt the lonely evenings when the work was all I knew. While the world was chasing pleasure, I was chasing something true.
Everybody wants the outcome, everybody wants the crown. Few are willing to keep moving when the world is dragging down.
Every dream comes with a price, every victory demands sacrifice, and the question that remains is what you're willing to exchange.
This is the cost of greatness,
the price of becoming more.
Every wound, every battle
opens another door.
This is the cost of greatness,
the burden that legends bear.
The road is steep and unforgiving,
but I'll meet it there.
For preparation, I traded ease for discipline. I traded short-term satisfaction for the chance to truly win.
The path was never built for comfort, the path was built for growth, and every challenge standing before me became an unspoken oath.
An oath to keep advancing, an oath to never fall, an oath to keep pursuing the life I chose to hold.
One more mile through the pain, one more loss, one more gain, one more step through the fire
towards something higher. This is the cost of greatness,
the price of becoming more.
Every wound, every battle
opens another door.
This is the cost of greatness,
the burden that legends bear.
The road is steep and unforgiving,
but I'll meet it there.
Champions, but forgets the tears they shed,
the countless times they wanted out,
but pushed ahead instead. That's the difference in the end
between regret and pride.
One chooses comfort for a moment, one chooses the climb.
is worth fighting for.
I was never born a giant. I was shaped by every fight. Every failure, every setback built my life. There were moments I was shattered, moments nothing seemed to matter. But the pressure kept on calling. I stood taller. Every scar became a lesson, every loss became a weapon. Every storm that crossed my road built my soul. This is an unbreakable legacy, written through adversity. Every battle, every flame etched my name. This is an unbreakable legacy, built through pain and honesty. What was meant to make me fall, strengthened all. Now I walk through fear unfazed. I've survived my darkest days. Every mountain in my path will not last. No excuses, no retreat. Stand again on wounded feet. Every challenge that appears disappears. This is an unbreakable legacy, built by grit and destiny. And the fire that once tested me became the force defining me. I hear the war drums in my chest before the daylight breaks, a signal that another battle awaits the path I take. The enemy is not before me, it's hidden deep inside. The voice that seeks an easier road, the fear I used to hide. But every dawn I face that enemy before the world can see. And every victory in silence builds a stronger me. The shield is discipline, the sword is my will. And every day I train to sharpen both still. War drums within, calling me again. Rise and prepare for the fight ahead. War drums within, echo through my veins. Every drop of sweat today will strengthen me again. The cold air fills my lungs, the iron waits its turn. Every repetition teaches another lesson earned. The battlefield of greatness is never won by chance. It's conquered by the warriors who choose to take a stance. While others wait for motivation, I move without a sign. Because champions are created by action over time. One more rep, one more mile, one more battle, one more trial. War drums within, calling me again. Rise and prepare for the fight ahead. War drums within, echo through my veins. Every drop of sweat today will strengthen me again. real war finally comes, I won't search for courage then, because courage was created here. Again and again and again, every painful morning, every sacrifice I've made was another layer of armor that the struggle helped create. War drums within, louder than before, guiding every step I take towards something more. War drums within, the signal never ends for the warrior who trains today. Is the warrior who wins. Before the banners start flying, before the war horns fill the air, before the world sees who survives, the work is done right here. In the cold and silent mornings, where nobody knows my name, where discipline becomes a weapon and purpose fuels the flame. The battlefield is not tomorrow, the battlefield is now. Every choice I make today becomes a sacred vow. The enemy's weakness, the mission is clear. The warrior is forged long before he's here. Before the battle begins, I sharpen heart and mind. Before the battle begins, I leave excuses behind. Before the battle begins, I embrace the weight and pain, because victory is earned in the hours spent training. The iron tests my spirit, the miles test my soul. Every challenge asks a question, how far will you go? And every time I answer with another step ahead, a weaker version fades away, a stronger one is bred. No crown is won in comfort, no legends built with ease. The strongest warriors are created by refusing to appease. One more rep, one more fight, one more dawn, one more night. Before the battle begins, I sharpen heart and mind. Before the battle begins, I leave excuses behind. Before the battle begins, I embrace the weight and pain, because victory is earned in the hours spent training. When the storm finally arrives and the pressure fills the sky, I won't search for strength that day, because strength was built nearby. In every lonely morning, in every sacrifice made, in every moment I chose discipline instead of seeking shade. Before the battle begins, the warrior is already born. Before the battle begins, the armor has been worn. Before the battle begins, the mission lives within, because those who conquer training first are the ones who truly win. as the man reflected in my eyes, buried underneath the weight of every mistake. Every dream seemed out of reach, every lesson hard to teach, every door I tried to find closed behind. I spent years fighting myself, doubting more than anyone else, but deep beneath the fear and pain, a fire remained. Pressure wasn't there to break me, it was there to recreate me. Every scar became a sign, the strength was mine. Now I rise without mercy, for the doubts that once controlled me, for the fear that held me down, for every time I nearly drowned. Now I rise without mercy, no surrender left inside me. Every battle, every scar turned me into who I am. I remember all the lonely nights, searching for a reason to fight, wondering if the pain would end or simply bend. But every storm that crossed my way forced a stronger man to stay. Every mountain standing tall made me grow. The road was cruel, the road was steep. Success was never promised me, but I learned that true strength grows when nobody knows. Every fall became a lesson, every loss became a weapon, every wound became a guide through the fight. Now I rise without mercy, for the weakness left behind me, for the chains I chose to break, for every risk I had to take. Now I rise without mercy, with the fire burning through me. Every storm that crossed my path only built a stronger past. The strongest steel is forged in fire, the highest climb requires desire. The deepest wounds can heal and show how much a soul can truly grow. I am not the man who started, not the one who nearly departed. Everything that tried to end me became the thing that set me free. Now I rise without mercy, nothing standing here can hurt me. Every scar became a crown, every loss won't hold me down. Now I rise without mercy, and the world will finally see the man the pressure helped create, standing stronger than his fate. Still sleeping, and the streets remain silent, when comfort wraps itself around the weak and dreams stay quiet. I enter the Spartan Hour, the sacred time of war, where every breath demands more from me than the day before. No audience stands beside me, no praise fills the air, only discipline and purpose meeting me there. says stop, the mission says go. And that's the moment warriors grow. This is the Spartan Hour, where weakness comes to die. This is the Spartan Hour, where ordinary men rise. This is the Spartan Hour, where limits are destroyed. Every battle fought within leaves fear completely void. The iron feels like thunder, the miles feel like war. Every step beyond exhaustion opens another door. I don't train for recognition, I don't train for applause. I train because the future version of myself demands a greater cause. Every drop of sweat is armor, every scar becomes a shield. Every sacrifice I make today prepares me for the field. One more rep, one more mile, one more battle, one more trial. This is the Spartan Hour, where weakness comes to die. This is the Spartan Hour, where ordinary men rise. This is the Spartan Hour, where limits are destroyed. Every battle fought within leaves fear completely void. One day the challenge will arrive. One day the war drums will sound, and many will search for courage that was never found. But I will stand prepared, because I paid the price before. Inside the Spartan Hour, where warriors are forged for war. This is the Spartan Hour, the fire inside my veins. This is the Spartan Hour, the birthplace of champions made through pain. This is the Spartan Hour, and I'll answer every call, because the warrior built before the battle will never fall. Calling at least once within his life, a voice that asks a simple question: will you run or will you fight? Some ignore it, some avoid it, some pretend they never heard, but deep inside they know the answer, hidden underneath the words. Mine arrive before the sunrise, in the silence of the dawn, telling me that comfort's kingdom was no place where I belonged. The call was clear, the path was hard, but warriors moved toward the skies. Answer the call, rise and advance. Answer the call, don't leave it to chance. Answer the call, stand and become the man you promised you would be. When when the day was done. Heard inside the workout, inside every extra mile, inside the moments where persistence must survive another trial. It's heard when nobody is watching, when quitting feels justified, when every excuse sounds reasonable, but discipline decides. The battle isn't somewhere distant. The battle is within. The battle lives within. The battle is within. And every day I answer it. That is another day I win. One more step, one more fight, one more mission, one more night. Rise and advance. Answer the call. Don't leave it to chance. Answer the call. Stand and become the man you promised you would be. When the day was done, 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 done. Years from now I'll look behind me, and I will clearly see the moments that define my life were the ones that challenged me. Not the days that felt easy, not the days that felt easy, not the roads without resistance, not the roads without resistance, but the choices made through hardship and relentless persistence. Time is now. Answer the call and make the vow. Answer the call. Let weakness fall, because the strongest warriors are the ones who answer the call. Carried pain for far too long, watched the walls around me fall, lost it all. Every setback, every scar showed me who I really are. In the darkness I became something changed. When you face your lowest ground, fear no longer holds you down. Every wound becomes a key, sets you free. There's nothing left to fear now. I've survived the worst somehow. Every storm that crossed my way made me stay. There's nothing left to fear now. I can see the future now. Every battle, every flame built my name. the pain, no more hiding in the rain. Every challenge that appears sharpens years. Pressure forged a stronger soul. Discipline became control. Every fall became the start of this heart. There's nothing left to fear now. The fire's burning clear now. Everything that tried to break me only came to make me. They all want the crown of glory, but few will wear the scars. Few will walk the lonely road or reach beyond the stars. They admire the final victory, the title and the fame, but never see the endless nights spent feeding the flame. Every dream demands a payment. Every mountain has its cost, and every champion in history has something that they lost. No reward without the struggle, no victory without the climb, no greatness built in comfort, no legend built with time alone. No crown without sacrifice, no kingdom without war, no reaching your potential without becoming something more.
No crown without sacrifice,
no throne without the pain. The strongest rulers earn their place
again and again and again.
The alarm rings before sunrise, the mission starts once more. While others choose another hour, I'm already out the door. The iron waits in silence, the road stretches ahead, and every choice I make today decides the life I've led. I carry discipline like armor and purpose like a blade. Knowing every difficult decision strengthens what I've made. One more mile, one more scar, one more lesson from the war.
No crown without sacrifice,
no kingdom without war, no reaching your potential without becoming something more.
no crown without sacrifice,
No throne without the pain. The strongest rulers earn their place
again and again and again.
When the day of judgment finds me and the pressure fills the sky, I won't search for strength that morning, because it's already inside. Built through years of dedication, forged through countless battles won. Long before the world could see it, the work had already begun. No crown without sacrifice, no victory without the fight. No warrior becomes immortal by avoiding the night. No crown without sacrifice, that's the law I've come to know. And every step through pain and struggle helps the kingdom grow. starts its march, before the banners leave the ground, before the horns announce the war, there's only silence all around. And in that silence lives the choice to rise or stay behind, to build a stronger body and forge a stronger mind. The battle isn't waiting for me, the battle's already here. Inside every difficult decision, inside every hidden fear. Stand up now, take your place. The future waits for no one to chase. Rise before the legion, rise before the call, rise before the moment comes that tests the strength of all. Rise before the legion, rise before the fight, because warriors are revealed long before the night. The strongest sword is discipline, the strongest shield is will, the strongest warriors in history mastered themselves first still. I train when motivation leaves me, I move when comfort says remain, because greatness belongs only to those who welcome pain. Every rep becomes a weapon, every mile becomes a wall, and every sacrifice today prepares me for it all. One more step, one more scar, one more lesson from the war. Rise before the legion, rise before the call, rise before the moment comes that tests the strength of all. Rise before the legion, rise before the fight, because warriors are revealed long before the night. One day the challenge will arrive, one day the sky will shake, one day the weak will search for courage that they forgot to make. But I will walk with confidence, because I've earned the right. Through every dawn I conquered, and every sleepless night. Rise before the legion, rise before the storm, rise before the battle cry, and keep your spirit warm. Rise before the legion, let discipline begin, because the warrior who prepares today will always have the edge to win. Aye.